Important tips and resources for buying your home.
And then the last thing is that the Bay Area makes it extremely difficult to build. This is something that, one, there's not a lot of room. And with the room that there is, they charge you $50,000 just to break ground and try and build a new home. And so you're not going to want to build a new home. And if you are going to build a new home, well, they're just not going to let you unless you donate a bunch of money to the city, essentially. And so they've made it extremely difficult to build. But Gavin Newsom recently just signed 30 bills that's going to allow us to turn single family homes into duplexes and change the single family zoning, which is when you have a typical 2-3 bedroom home, it's usually zoned for single family. You can only have that one unit there, but now they're letting you split it into 2 homes, 3 homes, whatever you have based on the size of the property. So that's going to open up the possibility to help us bring these prices down a little bit too. But unfortunately, I don't think any of these things that are occurring to kind of pull the prices down a little bit are going to be enough to pull the prices down that much, because, okay, now we're allowed to turn every single family home and do a duplex. Well, how many people have the money to do that? How many people want to do that, right? Now, these are a couple things that are going to help kind of bring the prices down to a healthy level, which is what we want. We want to be growing at like a 5% ratio every year. We don't want to see a crazy 10, 15% upswing year over year over year. It's not good for essentially anybody. So the Federal Reserve is most likely going to start raising rates soon. They haven't raised the rates within 4 years of any other recession, so they could choose not to, and it wouldn't surprise me, but hopefully they start to raise the rates a little bit, which is why you should buy now before they start raising the rates, because I think they're starting to realize that they raised the housing prices too much. And they, in the backroom talks that they don't tell anybody about, know that the actual calculation for inflation includes home prices, and they know that it's actually out of control and it's not anywhere near this lower number that they're giving the public. And so they know that they're going to have to start raising rates a little bit soon. So the other thing is 14,000 homes are hopefully coming to the Bay Area by the end of this 2021, mid 2022. They're going to be building a bunch in San Jose and Santa Clara County. And these are going to be a lot of multifamily apartments, condos, and stuff like that. Another thing, like I mentioned earlier, people are going to be heading back to San Francisco and the single family zoning that I talked about earlier. Now, I basically put a bunch of things that I would be thinking about if I'm a buyer. I'm worried about, some massive retracement. These are the reasons I'm not worried about it. The building costs are going to stay expensive. There's not a huge population that's going to want to turn their single family home into a duplex because they have their family in there. 14,000 homes is not anywhere enough to change what's called the absorption rate. The absorption rate is essentially how quickly buyers pick up properties when they come to the market. And a healthy level that's considered like fast is 20. And most of these markets right now are at 80 to 102%. So literally home sellers are needing to be wined and dined out of their property. And we're having to say anything we can in order to get home sellers to sell right now, because home buyers are picking up the properties so quickly. So to be able to build 14,000 homes, it's not going to bring the amount of properties that we're pulling off the market from 100% down to that 20% ratio. It's not enough. We need way more homes. We're short 5 million. 14,000 is not enough. Like I mentioned earlier, there's 17% of the new jobs are going to be remote. So people are going to want to stay down here if they can, or they're going to want to live up around about an hour out of the Bay where they can have a nice big home. Dublin, Mountain House, places like that. And the Federal Reserve is most likely not going to raise the rates because it's the only tool that they have to keep the economy pumping right now. And they're afraid that if they raise the rates, something's bad is going to happen. But hopefully they do raise the rates a little bit. It would actually be healthy. It would help. Like I said, the absorption rate is the number of homes in a given month. This is the calculation for it, and that's divided by the amount of dwellings available for sale at the end of the month. But essentially, it's how quickly buyers are purchasing properties on the market.
Join our weekly webinar. Call us now at 408-763-8131 or visit the link on the screen.